Princess Beatrice, the eldest daughter of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, has been at the center of much controversy in recent years, although she herself has not committed any egregious acts. The main reason for the attention on her has to do with her father's reputation. One of the most high-profile scandals of the royal family was his scandalous friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. Beatrice has never made public statements about her father's relationship with Epstein or commented on the allegations against him. However, she did support her father during a meeting before his infamous interview. The program's producer said Beatrice's presence at that meeting was unexpected, preparing for such important talks and discussing sensitive topics in the presence of his daughter added further unusualness to this already difficult experience, he said. Despite her royal title, Beatrice is not an employee of the royal family. She often attends royal events and has connections with dignitaries. Her mother, Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, also no longer works for the royal family after her divorce from Prince Andrew. Beatrice has a younger sister, Princess Eugenie, who also leads a private life. Despite her royal background, Beatrice has had to face many hardships, tragedies, and heartaches. As a child, Beatrice experienced difficulties in her studies. She recalled one instance when she tried to study with a teacher but could not understand the material. I remember staring dumbly at the teacher and she asked, "Why are you looking at me?" The words aren't written on my face and I replied, "Well, they're not written on the page either," she shared. At the age of 7, Princess was diagnosed with dyslexia, which changed her school life for the better. Between the ages of 7 and 11, it was very helpful to realize what you can and can't do, she shared in an interview. She also noted that her teachers were very supportive and made useful accommodations. "I was very lucky to have had fantastic teachers," she added. Now an adult, Beatrice continues to use her royal platform to raise awareness of dyslexia and debunk myths associated with the condition. The princess was just 8 years old when her parents divorced in 1998. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson separated back in 1992. Sarah hinted that their marital problems began after Beatrice was born while Andrew was in the military. "I spent my entire first pregnancy alone when Beatrice was born. Andrew only got 10 days of shore leave," she recalled. After the divorce, Beatrice found herself teetering on the edge between ordinary life and the responsibilities of being a member of the royal family. With her mother, she could be herself, but back at the palace, she had to act like a princess. The media attention on her parents also complicated the situation. Scandalous photos of Sarah and John Bryan caused a media uproar, making the family even more uncomfortable. When Beatrice was 17, she dated Paolo Luiso, who had a bad reputation. The press became furious when they found out about her affair with a man with a racy past, causing even more problems for the young princess. However, contrary to expectations, Princess Beatrice's parents supported her relationship with Paolo Luiso. Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York, made a public statement expressing her trust in her daughter's instincts and decisions. She and Prince Andrew even invited Luiso on a ski trip to the French Alps. Soon after, news broke that Beatrice had broken up with Luiso, and the dramatic story came to an end. After this incident, Beatrice began dating Dave Clark, a man with a more promising future. Their relationship lasted 10 years, and at one point Beatrice even moved to New York to be closer to him, after he found a job there. However, despite their many years together, their relationship did not lead to marriage. In 2016, the couple found themselves at an impasse. Beatrice wanted Clark to propose, but after 10 years of waiting, she had to give him an ultimatum: either he proposes or their relationship ends. Clark didn't propose. The most painful moment for Beatrice was the news that her former lover had proposed to another woman just a year after their breakup. Clark got married in 2018, and while Beatrice initially said she was happy for the couple, she did not attend the wedding. As a public figure, Beatrice has inevitably faced criticism of her appearance. She may be royalty, but that doesn't mean she is always treated with respect. From an early age, Beatrice experienced insecurity about her appearance. According to some reports, her mother, Sarah Ferguson, put Beatrice on a diet when she was only 8 years old. Princess Beatrice has been analyzed and criticized many times for her fashion choices, especially after Prince William's wedding. Her elaborate headpiece that she wore to the event was quickly criticized by the press and public. The hat, dubbed a pretzel, generated a lot of negative comments. This, of course, hurt Beatrice's feelings. In an interview, Princess Eugenie revealed that her sister is taking it hard with the negative attention she has received over the years. There was a nasty article written about Beatrice, and she was very upset. "We were just about to go out and she staggered a little bit and cried," Eugenia shared. Princess Beatrice and Prince Philip were very close. When the Duke of Edinburgh passed away in 2021, Beatrice was deeply affected. During a Thanksgiving service in Philip's honor, Beatrice was in tears as her father, Prince Andrew, escorted Queen Elizabeth to her seat. Beatrice was seen trying to hide her face from the cameras with her order of service sheet as she rummaged through her bag for a tissue. In the documentary, Beatrice spoke fondly of her grandfather. "My amazing grandfather. When I talk about my grandfather, I do get very emotional because he was the most unique person, and I was very lucky to be able to share so many magical moments with him." Princess Beatrice has always had a very close relationship with her paternal grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. Given their close bond, the princess's farewell to her grandmother at the funeral was particularly heartbreaking. Beatrice repeatedly emphasized that she and the Queen were very much alike. The princess even adapted one of the Queen's dresses to wear for her wedding. "I have 2 role models, my mother and my grandmother," she once said. "My grandmother inspires me every day with her overwhelming sense of duty and curiosity." As the public mourned the Queen's passing in September 2022, Beatrice experienced the personal loss of a beloved family member. She was seen crying as she left the funeral ceremony with her mother and her husband. Amid King Charles III's health problems, there were reports that Princess Beatrice would like to take on some royal duties to ease the burden on the monarch. However, since Beatrice has never worked for the royal family and has built a career on her own, she does not meet the criteria to become a working member of the royal family. Despite severe staff shortages at the institution, Princess Beatrice's story is a prime example of how challenging it is to be a member of the royal family while under constant public and media scrutiny. She faced personal and professional challenges that are familiar to many of us, but experienced them under the gaze of the world. Despite criticism and hardship, Beatrice always demonstrated resilience and dedication to her loved ones. Her close relationship with her grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, and her desire to follow her example speaks to her deep family values and respect for tradition. However, her willingness to take on more royal responsibilities amid King Charles III's health crisis shows that Beatrice is ready for new challenges and responsibilities. Perhaps the future of the royal family requires a revision of traditional criteria and roles to adapt to modern realities and needs. Princess Beatrice, with her experience and dedication, may be an important figure in this process. Ultimately, her story reminds us that even royalty are ordinary people with their own dreams, fears, and aspirations.